I just found a crypto research strategy which is going to change the way I research crypto forever. ChatGPT just enabled plugins, and one of the plugins that is now live on the interface is DeFi Llama. You can now take all the alpha that is inside what is probably crypto's most powerful research website in DeFi Llama, and now get ChatGPT to go through that data to extract alpha. So in today's show, I am going to run through the top 10 prompts that I have been using on ChatGPT to extract alpha from DeFi Llama directly. Honestly, I've been playing around with this for the last few days and it's absolutely blown my mind, so I can't wait to share some of the prompts that I have found. And the final prompt, the very last prompt that I'll be showing you in today's video, I believe has an opportunity to find you guys a lot of crypto gems in your crypto research. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So in order to get set up here, you will need a ChatGPT Plus account. It's going to cost you $20 a month. Of course, you have to decide whether you think that's worth it. For me, it's probably the best money I've ever spent. I use ChatGPT every single day. For $20 for me personally, it has been a no-brainer. So once you are a ChatGPT Plus member, go onto ChatGPT 4 and go into the bottom left corner and click on your profile, because what you're going to have to do is click on settings and actually enable plugins under the beta features section. If you don't enable this, you will not be able to use plugins. Once you've enabled ChatGPT plugins in settings, click on the little tab here, the plugins tab, click on the plugin store and search for DeFi Llama and install DeFi Llama. There are many other plugins which I'm sure we'll get into the future, but in today's video, this is the one we'll be focusing on. Once you install it, it'll take probably about 30 seconds to install, and now you are good to go. You can use all the data from the DeFi Llama website, which we know is so strong in ChatGPT. Now, it's not technically all the data. Currently, it's limited to TVL, fees, inflows, that kind of stuff. Like the main data sets, we don't have everything. Like some of the Oracle data, some of the centralized exchange transparency data. Not absolutely everything is there, but most of your major things are there. And I'm sure this is only going to get better over time. So if I was mind blown with just these prompts, I mean, imagine what it's going to be like in ChatGPT 5, 6, 7. I can't even imagine it. So let's start very simple. Let's start by how to analyze fees, because we know fees on the blockchain are a great determinant of the amount of traction that a protocol is getting in terms of its ability to generate revenue. So I'm simply going to enter in this prompt here. And by the way, all the prompts are in the description below. I've got all the prompts for you. I've done all the hard work. They're all in the description if you want to try these by yourself and then play around with them at home. I'm going to enter in my first prompt here, which is rank project by generated fees in the last 24 hours, display the results in tables. Now, if you might notice the grammar's a little bit off on some of these, you'll be like, Mars, you're not using the right grammar. The reason I've done it is because ChatGPT can be very weird sometimes. You have to say things in a specific way to get it to give you the prompt you want. And after doing some testing, this was the best way that I have found. Shout out to Crypto Gideon and to Patrick Dynamo as well on Twitter. I also took some prompts from these guys and expanded upon them. So they gave me a great basis for my research because they had fantastic threads, so credit to them. You'll see in front of you, you will now see the top 10 projects ranked by generated fees in the last 24 hours is starting to populate. ChatGPT can take sometimes a few minutes to populate data because it's still relatively slow, but I mean, just a little bit of patience and the data will populate right in front of you. So we can see here we now have the project rankings. You can see the project category fees and the change in the fees. This can just be a way for you to spot over the last 24 hours if there has been a change in value. Obviously, the more time that you zoom out, so let's say you look at a 7-day time frame, a 1-month time frame, etc., you're going to get more of a macro view of what the trends are. So what chains are generating more fees? Is Ethereum more profitable? Is Tron more profitable? Is Bitcoin more profitable? You are going to see and be able to spot trends. That is fairly simple though. Let's get even more specific. Let's now ask ChatGPT to actually rank each project by fees, exactly the same as we did before, but filter by a specific chain. In this case, I'm going to use the Arbitrum chain. So what it's going to do now is give us the data simply relevant to one chain. So for example, if you're researching the best dexes on Arbitrum, you could use this data in order to work out which DEX is the most profitable DEX from a fee perspective. This comes in handy if you're trying to work out what the trends are in a specific ecosystem. So let's say you're trading the EIP upgrade ahead of Q4 and you want to add some L2s to your portfolio. You can use this to work out what is happening on chain for each L2. And if you're looking at investing in an ecosystem project, you can work out exactly which projects are generating more fees and which are starting to actually lose their fees over a given period of time. So that's really cool as well. Alright, so we know how it works for fees, but what about the number one metric on DeFi Llama, which is TVL? TVL is basically a staple of DeFi Llama because at its core, it will give you an indication as to whether liquidity is flowing on or off a chain. Now, there are many caveats when it comes to TVL, but I still think it's one of the most important metrics when it comes to research analysis in crypto. Now, what ChatGPT can do for us is actually rank the projects by TVL in the last 24 hours. So you can see right in front of you, we're seeing Compound, Stacks, Radiant, OKC, 𝗕𝗬🗂🗵𝗂𝗵, all being ranked in terms of their total change in TVL over the last 24 hours. And you can actually use this chart in order to spot outliers. So, we can see Maple over the last 24 hours at the time of recording this video has had a significant change. We can see Blur Lending has had a significant change. We can see 𝗕𝗬🗂🗓 has had a significant change, and so on and so forth. And this could be a substantiative basis for you to go and research a specific project even further and find more out about the catalyst behind why they've had a change in TVL. Now, just like the fees, I actually want to filter now by a specific chain. So I'm going to enter in rank project by TVL in the last 24 hours, display the results in tables, filter by the chain Ethereum. So now it's going to take all of the Ethereum specific projects, once again, if we're trying to invest or research within a specific ecosystem, and work out what the changes have been in TVL. This just saves you having to go through the dashboard, because what you can actually do is sort by percentage change. So I can enter in a follow-up prompt here. I can say sort by percentage change, and it's going to rank them all automatically for me instead of me having to go on the website. Now look, for a little thing like this, you probably could just go on the website. There won't be much difference, but it is cool that it can do this for you and tweak based on custom parameters. And you can see here, this prompt will result in an updated table, but we're about to get into some of the more complex stuff that it can do. I just want to give you an easy basis for some of the basic prompts here on the platform. One cool bonus prompt with TVL is actually being able to decipher between what TVL is coming in or out of a project that is like asset based, so let's say Ethereum or other coins in that ecosystem, or whether the change in TVL is actually based on stablecoins. Because if it is based on stablecoins, then that could be a potential outlier. For example, the Tron network, we know there's a lot of stablecoin trading on that network. So if you wanted data purely based on coins and not stables, you could actually ask it to summarize what's happening with the stablecoin inflows into chains over the past day, which would tell you what chains are specifically getting stablecoin inflows, and you can use that to subtract from your data if you didn't want that included in the overall data set here. But I thought that was very cool. You could see the net flow in US dollars for each of the chains and the net withdrawal amount as well. And you can also ask it to add another column, which can represent that as a percentage. The good thing about ChatGPT is it's adaptive, and ChatGPT 4 is pretty good at picking up follow-up prompts. So if I entered in a prompt now, add another column, which works the net flow versus withdrawal out in percentage terms, it will be pretty good at working that out. So that is a nice thing as well. All right. Now on to probably the best prompt of the day, and I can't take credit for this prompt. Actually, Patrick Dynamo, who I recommend you guys should follow on Twitter, actually came up with this prompt. It's a very long prompt, and it's going to take ChatGPT about a minute to actually work this out, but trust me, it'll be very, very worth it, because a prompt like this is gold when it comes to crypto analysis, because this isn't something that I could easily find by myself on DeFi Llama. So the prompt goes: you are a DeFi analyst. Your task is to use DeFi Llama to compile the following information: the 5 chains with the largest TVL increases by dollar amount in the past 7 days, create a table displaying these chains, and so on and so forth. I won't go through all the info or it's going to bore you, but basically what this is going to do is this is going to give you the ultimate table at any given time period. You can put in a day, you can put in a month. I put in 7 days for the example of this video, of the percentage change in TVL. It's going to exclude chains under 1 million. So we're only going to focus on the big chains here. So this can help us get rid of some outliers. It's going to give us a table with the old TVL of the chains, the new TVL, the TVL change, and the percentage change. over the past 7 days. This is very, very cool. And I am also asking ChatGPT to put itself in the position as a DeFi analyst. I'm saying, look, you are a DeFi analyst. This is your task, and I want you to compile the following information. Now, it's going to take around 45 seconds to 1 minute because this is a lot of data, but look how cool this table is once it populates it. All right, so it is starting to create the tables for us right in front of us. So it's given us the 5 chains with the largest TVL increases by dollar amount in the past 7 days, as you can see in front of you. It's also given us the 5 chains with the largest percentage TVL increases in the past 7 days, excluding chains with under $1 million in TVL. So these chains could potentially be chains to look out for. I mean, we know what's happened with Bitcoin Cash over the last couple of weeks, for example, with its narrative. We can see that exemplified in the on-chain data as well. Smart BCH also under the Bitcoin narrative experiencing increases in TVL chains, Neutron, Crescent, and VeChain also rounding out that list. I find this very, very interesting. This could potentially find you outliers, and this gives you a great basis to go and research further. So I thought that was a fantastic prompt, and there's a link to that in the description. So now you know some of the basic functions of ChatGPT and DeFi Llama, but where this gets really powerful is when you combine it with your own research. The power of the human mind and the power of AI converging. So you've got the intelligence of a human, the objectivity of AI coming together to make a powerful combo. Let me give you an example of this, which shows you how you could potentially spot an altcoin before it pumps by using DeFi Llama in conjunction with your own analysis, which I'm going to use another tool that can help us do so. So you can go to an intelligence website, for example, KyberAI, and you can click on rankings. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring you up a whole bunch of data, which is generated by using machine learning, which is basically calculating a proprietary Kyber score, which is KyberSwap's algorithm for calculating whether a coin has bullish or bearish momentum over each individual 4-hour period. So if you go to their trending soon dashboard, what this is going to do is it's going to show you projects which are showing signs of bearishness. But you'll see here that just because the Kyber score is printing a bearish score doesn't mean the project itself is bearish. What it means is that over a given period of time, it has decided to flip bearish. Now, what this can do is actually signal opportunities for reversals on coins that are strong fundamentally. So if we go through this list and take a coin with data available on DeFi Llama, for example, 𝗏𝗡, what you can do is you can pick a coin and you can see if the metrics of the bearishness here and the bearish reversal on the Kyber score actually align with the data that we can get on ChatGPT. So what you can do is you can pick a coin from the trending soon dashboard that is printing bearish. We want to see if the fundamentals are actually underpinned here by the on-chain data. So if I pick Polygon, I can enter the prompt, show me a 7-day change in Polygon TVL fees and inflows in table form. So what you're actually doing here is, yes, you're combining the human mind from, selection of certain coins, but you're also combining another AI protocol through KyberAI with the AI of ChatGPT through DeFi Llama. So it's like double AI with you in the middle. It's like a human AI sandwich here to extract alpha. And I love combining tools together and seeing, if I can find alpha on other platforms and then use ChatGPT to actually dissect that data. So what you'll see happening now is ChatGPT is giving us a 7-day change table of Polygon's total value lock. So we see the value in TVL, the change, the percentage change in fees, as well as the value here. We can also get it to add a column with percentage change in TVL if you want as well. So if you think the metrics don't line up here with the bearishness of the KyberSwap metric, that could be an indicator that in any given period, a specific token, for example, in this case, 𝗏𝗡, is oversold, and that could show you an opportunity. For example, if this was bullish, if you saw a plus $17 million change in TVL, but the price was down in a certain period, that could be an indicator that maybe there's misalignment, and that would give you a basis to go and research further. So that's super interesting. Now, you can also do the complete opposite. So you could go into KyberSwap and you could go onto the bullish section, and you could scroll through the bullish section and search for a coin which is looking really strong in terms of its Kyber score, and work out whether DeFi Llama can underpin that strength. For example, if we pick one, for example, example, Ring. I know this is on DeFi Llama, so some of these won't be on DeFi Llama. Mostly the chains and the DeFi protocols are. So we pick Ring, that has a really bullish score. It was bearish, but then it actually flipped into bullish territory, and we can see the price is up on Ring as well. By the way, if you go onto the Kyber score and you scroll down to on-chain analysis and technical analysis, you'll get more on-chain analytics, so the total trades, the buys, the sells, as well as some technicals, which is really cool as well. I think that's a cool feature on KyberAI. But yeah, if we take one Ring, for example, and head back over to ChatGPT, and if you enter the prompt, show me the 7-day change in Ring TVL fees, inflows, and TVL in table form, it'll do the exact same thing, but instead for a coin that is showing a bullish Kyber score. So this could be something to go and research further and see if there has been a change in TVL. If there has, then that may provide you a fundamental basis for why the token has actually pumped. So that's really cool. Now, I did promise you at the end I would give you a bonus tip to find crypto gems, and I do believe this final prompt is a really, really good one. Now, I didn't do the prompt myself, so I'm going to show you the prompt that I found from 𝗕𝗄𝗃𝗍𝗔𝗍 because I think it's a good one that can help you find gems. It's actually this prompt here, which is summarize volume stats among projects, rank by biggest weekly change, display the results in tables. And it's going to find the protocols, and a lot of these are smaller protocols, which have had huge 7-day increases in their volume. So this can be an indicator for tokens that are starting to gain steam. And a lot of order flow traders will do the same thing with open interest on a website called Coinalyze. This is basically the same thing, except using the change in volume from ChatGPT. Now, you can also filter by minimum market cap. So let's say, you don't want to trade some of these because they're sub $1 million market cap, and that's completely understandable. You can say with a minimum of 1 million in TVL or with a minimum of 1 million market cap, and it can get a more refined list for you. So this was a really cool one, and I've also put this prompt in the description below. So overall, I think ChatGPT does an amazing job at actually being able to help you use DeFi Llama, and I'm sure it will only get better and better. One gripe I have with ChatGPT now is after a certain amount of time, and this happened in the recording of this video, if you actually enter too many prompts, it's going to say you've exhausted your hourly limit, because there's currently a limit even with the paid version of how much you can use. So if you're a bit of a DeFi nerd like me, it's annoying because if I enter 40, 50 prompts in the space of an hour, it's going to tell me that I've reached my limit and I have to wait another hour, which can be a bit annoying. But for the people that are using it a bit more sparingly than I am, I think it's going to be absolutely perfect and probably fine for your usage. But I thought I would also mention that as well. If you want to trade any token off the back of some of the research that you do using this, because it's going to open the doors for, I think, a lot of trading opportunities for those that are pretty savvy and have their finger on the pulse. You can trade over on Gains Network. It's good because you can have your DEX open in a tab next to your ChatGPT and your DeFi Llama, and you can do it straight from your MetaMask. So if you're on, let's say, the Arbitrum network, you will simply be able to trade, or Polygon as well, a bunch of different crypto pairs or Forex or whatever you want to trade straight on the platform. You can even trade gold or silver, which is pretty cool as well. So if you wanted to open an Arbitrum long, short off the back of some particular data or a trend that you're finding in tandem with KyberAI and ChatGPT as well, then you can do that. So there's a link in the description to Gains Network, and there's also a link in the description to KyberAI. I recommend using both platforms, especially KyberAI at the moment has been a really good inclusion into my crypto research tools. So that is absolutely awesome. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did learn something and found it valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more AI content, and let me know in the comments what tutorial do you want to see next on ChatGPT. Is there anything specific you want to learn how to do? Do you want to learn how to build trading bots? Do you want to learn how to spot crypto gems? Do you want to find altcoins that are looking strong fundamentally? I mean, just let me know, and I will make a video on it. But until the next one, I will see you later. Have an absolutely lovely day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.